Greetings and salutations, my name is JW608 and today I am playing StarMade. And today we are going to try hulling an asymmetric object. So how do you hull an asymmetric object? Well, first of all, we are going to make some defining definitions here. Let's see, we're going to make that, what, 5 tall and wide. Okay, so we know I'm just blocking out the engines here. Blocking out those engines, and now I need to figure out what goes where. Looks like you are the most extreme on this side, so we're just out. And you are the most extreme down here. We're gonna bring that out. Alright, so now we have some points to work with. Looks like everything, if I keep everything here is gonna be within the block. So you have to check that and make sure what you're doing is not detrimental to what you're doing. If that made any sense. Alright, so what are we gonna do? Well, I don't know. I'm still thinking about how we want this ship to look. I'm also thinking about not using gray. I know it's a travesty. Let's see. We're gonna rip this out. Oh, we do have window. Oh, we had windows. You know what? Let's not do standard gray, because this is supposed to be a sneaky, stealthy ship. So let's do standard black. So, how do we do this? Well, we remove replace over here in advanced build mode. Pick with camera. Replace with active slot. And this does work in mirrored mode, so we're gonna grab those, and I believe that is all of the wedges we put down so far. So now let's pick with camera. And the neat thing about wedges is you don't have to position them properly. I could have had the wedge pointing like this, and it still would have replaced it properly. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna pull these down here. In fact, the easiest way to do this probably is gonna be like this. Make it nice and big, and go ka-chonka, ka-chonka. Got everybody. And I believe it did. Okay. And we're going to take you out of remove mode. So, how are we actually going to do this? I'm thinking maybe, maybe running something here and doing a wedge-like thing here. Oh, and remember to clear this so you can delete properly again. I always forget, and I wonder, why can't I delete that block? It's because I told it not to. Alright. Thinking maybe we could, because there's all this space here, maybe we could make some sort of cool indentation. But then I remembered there's not all this space here because of our friendly asymmetric build. So now there's all that space there. And sometimes having these little strange like this inspire creativity. Let's see. And let's see. Alright. I'm going to come to this empty void space. Well, I am in this empty void system. Way outside the galaxy. And in the center of every void is a fake star. I just move below the star so I can see the top easier. Except this time I don't want to see the top easier. I want to see the bottom front. So we're going to move over here. Admin warp. And make sure we're pointing to galactic north. There we go. Oh. Slow rotation, theoretically. Okay. Is this up some matches? This is going to be harder than working with gray because it's harder to see with black. Ah, here we go. Usually one side of the ship is going to be easier to see than the other. If you have any sort of rotation going on in on the ship, or any type of rotation or movement or anything of that nature, it will translate into the build mode, except when you hold down control to get in advanced build mode, the ship will keep moving and you'll just stand there, like this. Goodbye, ship. Goodbye. I placed so many wrong blocks that way, it isn't even funny. So now, what are we going to do with this? We're going to extend it at least right here, because that's when it clears this. Then how about we come up with it? Okay. You have these little, I guess these little winglets. I found it's easier if you separate the ship into parts. So we have these little winglets. We have the engine. We have this nice big flat surface, which I'm going to do something with, so don't worry about that. We have this segment, and then we have the undercarriage, which is going to be the undercarriage winglet, the body, or the rear end slopey thing here. In fact, we might grab this and start sloping here instead. There. Like that better. And then we could put cargo or something in here. Ooh, I like that a lot better. Okay. And then we have the nose portion, which I have no idea what we're going to do with that yet. So let's just do some things that we know that, well, that I know I want to do. And work on the rest later. We might get another interesting shape like we had here. So let's take this down and... Oh, alright. Now, is that flashlight? Flashlight helps now. You can also sometimes lighten mode will help when we're working in dark places, but it washes everything out, and even on even some angles still you can't tell what's what. So I usually just use the sun, or I'll even pop down work lights to tell what on earth is going on. I especially do that if I'm working in crevices and cracks and whatnot. Like if I were working under here, like in here, I can't tell what anything is, I'll pop a light and say, hey, there's stuff here. Alright, so echo weights. Oops. No, we can't have you doing that. Yes, we can. Actually, we can't have you doing that. How do you do? You do okay. And again, with the asymmetric build, you always want to be checking, making sure everything turns out the way it does so you aren't deleting stuff and all that jazz. Now we have these little weird intake things, and we're just going to throw light in there. Okay. So we ended up with this little shelf here. We're just going to curve that in. Not sure about that. Well, we're going to leave those lights for the time being so we can see what's going on. tell you what, we're going to do this. Well, I guess don't need that. Leave this slot here for like a window or something. Well, for glass. Here, actually, no. Let's put standard here, and then put glass in it. Except not really glass. We're gonna use black crystal armor. 3, 4. So we're gonna tell you your 4Y. That there. Okay. Let's see. Oh, All right. Just a little that there. Now the problem with starting with black is I can't go darker. I can lighten things, but I can't go darker. We're just gonna run this band here, so this is gonna be a breaking point. Alright. Let's take this back to 1 so I can see my outline. And if you don't see the preview block, I believe you can turn that on in the settings somewhere. Graphics, advanced graphics. It's somewhere in one of these menus, I think. And if it's not, it is definitely in the server if it's not here. Actually, we can check for preview. Or that's preview. Yeah, preview block to build. You check it there, and that shows you the block inside the orange, right? Orange inside the yellow bars there, and that is unbelievably helpful for placing wedges. In fact, we are going to come and make sure this area here is defined while I'm thinking about it. Happy about this. Alright, let's see, you're a wedge. I don't want a wedge, I want a tetra. You're hepta. I don't think I actually want either of those things. Oh, get back up here. That's a corner. Okay. And let's grab these, make sure it points the right way. I will leave that to future me to solve. Throwing up these white lights just as work lights. So, hey, it works. Good light. All right. And I'll be taking those off. Because this is supposed to be a stealth ship, not a, hey, look at me, I'm glowing and bright. Not stealthy ship. Nope, this is not available for building. In fact, we're going to punch this so the door's up. Actually, it doesn't matter if the door's up or not, does it? I'm gonna punch it so the door's up. So it doesn't build in the door frame. And that's just solid all the way over. Okay. Remember that. Remember you're asymmetric. And it's best to take care of the asymmetric parts first so you don't forget them later. I think we've got it. More or less. Except when we start building down here, I have to keep an eye on that. Remember there's this ridge running here. I guess we could slice out the shields and run this reactor so we have a flat bottom, but you don't necessarily want a flat bottom. Not that flat bottoms are bad, you just don't necessarily want it or not want it. I don't know yet. Anyway, it's starting to look up. Our shape up. It's starting to look like a spaceship at least. Alright, you know what? It might also help if we were to find... They tend not to be void, but let's get closer to the star system. Always scan first, make sure you're not jumping into a pirate station. There. A light-colored backdrop. There we go. And that's easier to see the black against. Anywho, I have been JW608. This has been StarMade, and I will dig your cats later.